DNA, RNA, NDA. What are we going to talk about today? This is John Havlicek with another edition of Common Grounds. Well, since I'm not a scientist, I'm going to skip the first two. I'm going to talk about NDAs and 50 points extra credit to you if you know what that stands for. Anyone? NDA stands for Non-Disclosure Agreement. And kudos to Wisconsin Watch and Wisconsin Public Radio and the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel for doing the hard work on this, right? I'm just bringing it to you. They have found that there are some communities in Wisconsin that are signing non-disclosure agreements with big tech, like Google and Microsoft and stuff, regarding building data centers in their communities. We're talking about Beaver Dam, DeForest, Menominee, Kenosha, Janesville. I think there's a few others where these small town city councils or whatever are kind of being bamboozled, maybe a little bit of bulldozed, by big tech into signing these non-disclosure agreements. And one would hope that here in Wisconsin, we learned our lesson, right? NDAs are bad for the public. If you remember back in 2011, Republicans in the new majority in the state legislature at that time had to sign non-disclosure agreements to even look at the legislative maps that they were creating. And the result was, 75 of those guys signed the maps, or signed the NDAs. What we got were the worst gerrymandered maps in the country, right? And they did that because they didn't want anyone to know what our government was doing. And so now NDAs are back. And I don't blame these small town city council folks for not really understanding the ramifications here. I mean, big tech is coming in with, I would imagine, teams of attorneys versus these folks that are practically volunteers, right, doing their civic duty. And so there is some legislation in Madison. I'm hopeful, including there's some Republican sponsors of this legislation. I think the Democrats have some slightly different legislation. But I'm hearing things like, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. That concerns me a little bit. Usually that's code for there are some things that I know people won't like, but I want to get this done. So that concerns me. And it concerns me that some of the Republican sponsors of their side of the legislation actually signed NDAs back in 2011. Andre Jacques from Senate District 1 is one of them. Okay? I think our common ground here, no matter where in Wisconsin you live and no matter how you vote, our common ground is that government should not be conducted in secret. Government working with globe-straddling, hyper-wealthy corporations should not be conducted in secret. The people's business has to be accessible to the people. So let's hope that the legislation in Madison will protect our communities. In particular, this is going to hit our rural communities, right? Because this isn't going to hit La Crosse. These data centers take 500 acres, 1,000 acres. So let's hope that they get this done correctly and not just make it a race to get done. All right, that's our common ground for today. Have a good day, folks.